Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. My name is Kamikaze. Today we'll be going over the day one selections of the 2023 NFL Draft. We had a lot of trades, a lot of surprise picks, and we'll get right into it, man. Not a surprise pick right here, Bryce Young from Alabama. Phenomenal quarterback. Truly deserves to go number one overall to the Carolina Panthers. Guy's only negative really is just his height, but everything else is he excels phenomenal. He excels at a high level at everything else. He could maneuver in the pocket. He could improvise going outside the pocket and make plays happen outside the pocket. He has a deep arm. He can throw the ball down the field. He understands coverage. He reads the coverage real good, and that's why he really deserves to be the first quarterback off the board right here. And the surprise pick right here for most people is C.J. Stroud. And the reason why it's not because of his talent, because everybody knows he is a talented quarterback, but it really was because of his score on that test that basically analyzes like the recognition that he has to coverages at a certain period of time at an NFL level, you know. So he scored 18 out of 100, and then that statistic, most quarterbacks who score that low do not have a successful football career, NFL career. And the Texans are taking a chance. They're taking a chance, and they're showing that they believe in C.J. Stroud. And that's what I really liked about this pick. They picked him 1 minute in to the clock. You know, they have 10 minutes to pick. They picked him 1 minute in. The Carolina Panthers literally took about like 7 minutes to finally, pick Bryce Young when everybody knew they're picking Bryce Young. But the Texans, they picked C.J. Stroud was 1 minute gone from their clock, and that that meant everything to C.J. Stroud right there. You can see it on his face, just being picked still at number 2, because like what was happening, dude. His draft stock was gone. You know, all that work that he put in, all the games that he played in college, legitimately meant nothing because of that grade that he got. You know, that one grade. Essentially an IQ test, basically, for a quarterback for the NFL, you know? And for the Texans, they literally showed that they believe in him, and he said it on the podium, man, that he wants to get better, and that it means everything to him that the Texans picked him, and I truly believe that he is going to get better, because that grade right there, he obviously knew what went excuse me. He obviously knew what the issue was, what was, dropping his grades, what was dropping his stock so far. So he just has to make, those improvements, stay in the film room, be in your QB coach's mind, or your backup quarterback who probably should be a veteran who's been in the game. That's really all he needs to do. He has the talent. He has the height. He obviously in the combine he showed it that he has this natural fluidity of throwing the football. He just does, and it's just his mental. It's really it. It's just his mental. But like I said, he just needs to be with his QB coach, the backup quarterback who should be a veteran. Oh, he's on the Texans, so it's Mills, but they should have a veteran, not a guy that's been in the league for like 3 years, a guy that's been here, done that, like a Matt Ryan or something like that for C.J. Stroud. The Houston Texans was, oh my God, the Houston Texans was the surprise trade up. Daniel Jeremiah got it right on the money, right, dead-eye center for Daniel Jeremiah. Trading with the Cardinals. Cardinals obviously getting the 12th overall pick, getting their second round pick, so that's gonna be the second overall second round pick, and then a future first round pick and a third round pick, I believe, in next year's draft. So that's essentially what I had for the Eagles to trade up for in my mock draft for this pick right here. But the Texans just have higher value, because those picks, next year's pick for the Texans, I'm going to give my review about the Texans because I really have high praise for the general manager and for that team. And when this whole draft, drafting is all done, I'll give my reviews on every single team and how I believe they're going to, do in the season. But that first round pick next year is probably going to be a mid-round pick, and that third round pick is obviously still a third round pick. But the second round is, an early second round for the Cardinals, and the Cardinals very need just players. Every single position they need help in, But for the Texans, this is a huge trade for them. You get Will Anderson, who's an absolute beast, man. He's just a monster on the football field. And just Will Anderson, you're trading up for elite talent. You get two of the top prospects in one draft. That's incredible. And then for number 4, the Colts, they got Anthony Richardson, man. Anthony Richardson is a huge guy. Phenomenal combine. Definitely boosted his stock up all the way to number 4. But look at that offense they got as a Colts, man. Look at that offense. Richardson, who's a huge man, with Jonathan Taylor. They have a decent line. And guess what? They got Pittman on the outside. You got the Cincinnati boy as well, who's a huge guy. So you got a huge team. It's going to be scary to play against, man. It really is. It really depends about how Anthony Richardson plays. And I think how he plays will determine how the team succeeds, Because, again, the past couple of years, all the coaches have been talking about, we need a quarterback. They have a guy who is a freaky athlete. Guy's huge, super fast. I wonder how much he squats. I really do. I want to see how much he squats, dude. Because Jalen Hurts, he squats basically a truck. And I wonder how much Anthony Richardson does, man. And they could really run that Jalen Hurts offense, but with, bigger receivers, Over there at the Eagles, they had A.J. Brown, and that's basically it. But over here at the Colts, you got Cal. His name's Cal. No, not Cal Pitts. I don't know his first name, but they have Pittman. And then you got the Cincinnati boy, dude. That guy. And they have Cox, the tight end. That guy's pretty huge as well. So that's a big team. Big team right there. Scary one to go against right there. And then the surprise pick right here. Surprise. Devin Witherspoon to the Seattle Seahawks. Man, I like the pick. I really do. I like him more on the Seahawks than the Lions. And here's why. The Seattle Seahawks, they like to blitz their DBs. And guess what Witherspoon excels at? He excels at acceleration and just connecting to either an interception or to a person. He's either going to take you out or he's going to get that ball, And that's what I like about this pick right here by Seattle Seahawks. He's super fast. His play rec is really extraordinary. He understands, where everybody is and that speed, that acceleration, and he's not afraid to hit people. He shows on tape. All his tape is legit cracking people, man. And I believe he's going to be doing that in Seattle, dude. He might be cracking, whoever's getting a reverse play, or he's going to be cracking a quarterback, He's coming off the edge, best believe me. We're going to be seeing a highlight play by Devin Witherspoon coming off a blitz, hitting a quarterback or something like that. Best believe it. And the Cardinals, they traded up. Who they traded with? The Lions. Don't believe they gave up much because I believe the Lions were absolutely shocked that Devin Witherspoon was selected by the Seahawks. and we'll go into that a little later when they pick. But the Cardinals will get Paris Johnson Jr., who's the first tackle off the board. And I believe he's one of the safer picks because he could play tackle, and if he doesn't work out a tackle, he could play him at guard, and he's going to be a great guard, if anything, you know? So, and with the Cardinals, they need help everywhere. They need help at tackle, they need help at guard, they need help at center. So, you couldn't really go wrong with Paris Johnson Jr. right here for the Cardinals. Not much to say. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, wow, they're dumb. They probably would have gotten him at 12 or whatever pick they had. But you get your guy, you know. You just go up, get your guy. The Cardinals need offensive help big time, and he fits whatever they want to do. He could play tackle, he could play guard, and they need help on both sides, so it's not a bad pick by them. Very powerful. He gets off the ball really fast. But the Raiders selecting him, obviously they're picking him because of his value. But it's just like, what do you do with Chandler Jones, Max Crosby? It's like, do you just rotate him in with Chandler? Because it's Chandler getting old, so he's not giving it all every snap. So you get Wilson in there. So it's just like, I would have went corner right here, me personally, but Wilson, I understand. Because he is a freak athlete, high value prospect, and it's crazy because his comparison is literally Chandler Jones. And you can definitely see it on tape that his comparison is for sure Chandler Jones. But we're going to move on. And then the Falcons going B.J. Robinson. I like the pick. But a little question is, it's just like you have so many running backs in that, in that room. You got the BYU guy, man. That guy was looking pretty nice. I forgot his name. But he's from BYU. He was looking really promising. And then Peter Patterson, he's obviously not getting younger. So maybe just run it with Robertson and the BYU guy. But Robinson's a phenomenal talent, dude. He really is. So you can't blame him. They went tight end 2 years before, receiver a year before, and now they go running back. So their offense is really stacked, and their coach is a former Titans coach, so they could run that offense if they want to now. And they should have a solid line because they paid them boys a lot of money. So, yeah. And Jalen Carter, man, falling all the way down to the Eagles. I had the Eagles selecting him or trading up for him, but he ends up falling right into their lap, which is a very big surprise. This man was ranked number one defender. He was the best defender in this draft class before everything happened, before the personal issues, before he was barely able to finish his pro day, before all that stuff, He was the number one prospect from the defensive position in this year's draft class. And he falls all the way down to 9. So 8 teams passed on this guy. And it's just really crazy. It really is. But the question is, can he stay on the field? Is there going to be legal allegations or off the field issues for him? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. And the reason why that is because they had Gardner Johnson. Now, Gardner Johnson, he didn't do anything off the field, but he did have this toxic character, when he was on the Saints. That meant he was a trash talker, which is okay. You could be a trash talker, but he was spitting on people and stuff like that. So this is like, do you really want that guy on your team? The Eagles went out, traded for him, and he didn't do anything close to that. And in my opinion, he was the guy in the Super Bowl that came out and played. He wanted to win that Super Bowl. He was like the only defender on that defense that was there, ready, and motivated on that day. And he walked. They let him walk. But I don't think it's going to be an issue for Jalen Carter for his character issues. He has his boys there. And the Gardner Johnson, I think Jalen Carter should be good in Philadelphia, right there. And then right, Darrell Wright from Tennessee, going to the Bears. Bears need a tackle. They got their tackle. They believe he's their guy, and they picked him. That's really all I gotta say about that. They did pass on Peter Skoronski, who I think everybody believes that he's the best tackle in this year's draft. He went all the way down to 11. So basically 2 teams that picked tackles passed on him. And he's going to Tennessee, and I think the Tennessee Titans came up big time on this pick right here. Love the pick. Absolute value pick with a need as well. And then here, right here, this is the surprise pick right here, man. Gibbs from Alabama, a running back at number 12. Gibbs is a phenomenal running back, top 2 for a reason, you know. But I really believe the Lions were kind of forced to pick Gibbs. The reason why I said that is because I don't think the Lions believe that the Seahawks will pass on Jalen Carter. I don't think they did. So they thought they had Witherspoon, and they didn't have a backup plan, and they were forced to trade out, and obviously probably didn't get the best offer, but they chose the best one possible, and they got this, and they were like, all right, we're just going to get Gibbs here, and they did. And we're talking about their other picker as well, which I like. We'll talk about that later. And then Lucas Van Ness, man. I had the Packers taking a receiver. I thought they were going to break it. I thought they really were going to break the no receivers in the first round. And then I had him going 31, bro. I was looking at it when I was done. I was like, damn, is he really going to go 31? I was like, no way. This guy's too good, dude. And then I was looking at the Packers. I was like, dude, they're going to pick a defender. That's what they always do. It's what the Packers do. They like picking defense in the first round. They just do. It's crazy. Like every single year they pick defense. And this is my favorite pick from like out of the past 3 years, you know, for the Packers, Lucas Van Ness. You guys very new to the sport. The guy played hockey, dude. He's absolutely dominating at football over there in Iowa. And I think he's going to a great place over there for the Packers, man. And the Steelers trade with the Steelers. They trade with the Patriots, man. I think both teams win the trade. I really do. But the Steelers, I have 5 favorite selections in the first round. This is one of them right here. Jones from Georgia, bro. This guy's an absolute molar. This guy, if you're putting him on like a swing or whatever, where they go out and go get somebody, man, you better just go down, dude. This man's going to take you out, especially if you're a DB. He's going to go after you, man. He definitely fits the running scheme that the Steelers have. They're going to run the football with him, bro. Najee Harris is going to love this guy. I love this pick. I really do. I really, really, really do. And then Will McDonald, man. I believe the Jets were going to go tackle, but all the tackles are basically off the board. There's really only one left. And the Jets didn't believe that he was worth the 15th pick. Which, I don't know if I would agree. But I could understand, you know. I could understand you going with a guy who has a lot of upside. This guy's freaky fast, explosive, you know, with his moves. You know, I like Willie McDonald. He's one of my guys. I like him on the Jets. I really do. Really do. Get that pressure for your DBs, you know. Relieve some pressure off of them. And then Emmanuel Forbes to the Washington. This is it's an okay pick. I would say it's an okay pick. And here's why. You're playing against A.J. Brown. Obviously, he should not be against A.J. Brown. Let's be real. There's no way he's going against A.J. Brown. He's going to be going against Devontae Smith, hopefully. And actually could beat Devontae Smith depending on the routes that they give Devontae Smith. Like if they give Devontae Smith little curl routes and all that stuff, Forbes is gonna win that. Slants, Forbes is gonna win that. But Kenny guard, CeeDee Lamb. Oh, is that really it? That's really it, huh? CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown. I don't think he's got trouble with the Giants. Like the Giants don't have no like crazy guy either, so he should be all right. To be honest, he might be competitive against CeeDee Lamb. Not gonna lie, because CeeDee Lamb's not a very physical guy, and Emmanuel Forbes could match him with that speed. CeeDee Lamb is just not physical. He doesn't have that dog in him. Let's be real, he don't. So really, his only issue is really against AJ Brown, but he should not be going against AJ Brown. And Christian Gonzalez, this is my second favorite pick out of this first round. Christian Gonzalez to the Patriots. I love it. I just love it for the Patriots. I really do. You're getting a phenomenal talent at number 17. And to me, Christian Gonzalez is going to be the best corner out of this draft. Witherspoon's going to be phenomenal, but I think Christian Gonzalez is going to have a better overall career. And it was the Patriots, man. Patriots are kind of like in a pickle. They're like kind of in a reset, but not, So it's a tough situation for the Patriots, but they get a very, very great corner right here. And the Lions at 18, they picked Jack Campbell. It was probably a surprise for many people. For me, it kind of was. But once I heard his name, I was like, hey, that's my boy. Jack Campbell right here for the Lions. I absolutely love the pick. It's not one of my favorites because I believe they could have got him in the second round because they do have a top second-round pick. But like I said, I think Devin Witherspoon going to the Seahawks messed up the draft for the Lions. I really do. I really believe that because I believe they would have picked Gibbs right here, and the other one, obviously, Devin Witherspoon. And I think they would have been good, but since they don't have a backup plan, they kind of were like forced to, pick their guys that they originally were going to pick. So now, going into the second and third, they're probably doing all their research and like stuff like that, all the possibilities. But Jack Campbell, he's an absolute stud. He's to be the leader on that defense. And they get a phenomenal player at 18. Yeah, he might be not worth the value as a first-round pick, but he's going to play phenomenal for them, so. Kancey, right? Calijah Kancey from Pittsburgh. Guy's a stud. Didn't believe the Bucks were going to pick him, but he's, you're picking value. You really are. I thought the Bucks were going to go O-line because their O-line is kind of garbage, but Calijah Kancey was obviously the best available. His comparison is Aaron Donald. You don't really get that too often, so Calijah Kancey is a phenomenal pick for the Bucks right here. And this is this is my third favorite pick of the first round. Jaxon Smith-Njigba from Ohio State. An absolute steal. I love it. I can't wait to see him in a Seahawks jersey. I might even buy a Seahawks jersey. I might do it. I really might. I think his Seahawks jersey is going to be really sick. He's a phenomenal player. An absolute steal. And he's the first receiver off the board at number 20 is the first receiver, And they all come in bunches, Because then you got Johnston going to the Chargers. My instant reaction was like, I didn't really like the pick. I didn't really. Because I wanted the Chargers to go for a deep threat guy. I know Johnston could get it. He could do that. But I wanted Jalen Hyatt, bro. I really thought Jalen Hyatt and Herbert would be a legit duo, Like legit deep threat for other teams, But Johnson, he could get that deep threat, and he's also a playmaker when the ball's in his hand. He's a big receiver, so he fits with Mike Williams. And, he got him at the outside, and he got Johnson on the outside as well. And then he got Keenan Allen in the slot. So, yeah, he got three elite receivers right there. And then Zay Flowers Boston College. I had him going to the Ravens my first mock, but I thought the Ravens were going to go DB this time. But the Ravens had to go receiver because they just signed Lamar Jackson. And really, that's really it, to be honest. They just signed Lamar Jackson. He probably had a word or something like that. But Zay Flowers, you can't go wrong with this guy. This guy's a beast as well. Phenomenal route runner. Great hands. He goes up and gets the ball, man. He could be a little Tyree, not going to lie, because he's very physical when he goes up and when he high points the ball, And then Jordan Addison, this is my fourth favorite pick right here. Absolutely love it. Jordan Addison from USC going to the Vikings at number 23, being the fourth receiver off the board, man. And I believe him and Justin Jefferson, everybody should. It's not even a belief. We all know Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison are going to be the best duo in the NFL. Best receiver duo in NFL. Let's be real. Jordan Addison's phenomenal route runner. So is Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison's great after the catch. So is Justin Jefferson. Jordan Addison has phenomenal hands. So does Justin Jefferson. It's an elite duo right there. And then the Jaguars, they trade their picks to the Giants. The Giants get Banks. Man, the Giants get Banks. I like the pick. I really do. Banks to the Giants. You have, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? The guy from Oregon. What's his name? Oh, Thibodeaux. The owner of the Dimsday Thibodeaux. But Thibodeaux from Oregon. He gets the pressure. You also have Williams as well. And then you got Banks. He's going to, take away one side of the field. Love the pick. But not one of my favorite picks. Then Dante Kincaid from Utah. Jaguars trade out again. The Bills take their spot. They get Dalton Kincaid. Jacksonville fans are like, what the heck, dude? Why are we trading out? Man? The Giants legit just took a corner. The Bills legit just took a tight end. All Jaguars fans are like, we need a corner. I'll take a tight end. But the Bills get Dalton Kincaid. They have Dalton Knox. Dawson Knox. What's his first? It starts with a D. But they have Knox. He's a phenomenal playmaker, spectacular catches after, spectacular catches from him. And then Kincaid is a phenomenal guy. Finds a way to get open. Reminds me a lot of Kelce. Travis Kelce, that being. But he, models his game around Zach Ertz, But he reminds me of Kelce because Kelce always finds a way to get open. Dalton Kincaid always finds a way to get open. Prize pick right here, Smith from Michigan. Obviously, they picked him because the Eagles run the ball. You got Jalen Hurts, that offensive line, so you got to find a way to stop them. And they believe Smith is that guy. And Smith, he's a run stuffer, but he also could get that inside pressure. This guy's just kind of like this beast in the middle, He's going crazy over there in the center at the nose tackle position. And then the Jaguars, they finally pick Antoine Harris from Oklahoma. My first reaction, being a Jags fan, I was pretty mad. I really was, because you got Joey Porter Jr. on the board. You got Branch on the board. You also got my boy Michael Mayer on the board still. But now thinking, obviously the Cam Robinson stuff going on. In my opinion, I wouldn't have paid Cam Robinson. I really wouldn't have. And I know Cam Robinson played a pretty big role last season. But that's one season. He legitimately has played 2 good seasons for the Jaguars. So him taking steroids for, let's be real, it's probably for his Achilles, and for it to heal up, either faster or to be at the same level as it was before it was torn. But I understood why the Jaguars picked him, because you got Robinson. He's gonna be suspended only for a couple of games, probably 5 at most. But and then Walker Little, he's on 1-year contract. But Antoine Harris, he's the last. He's the last quality tackle in this year's draft. He only gave up 4 sacks in his whole career, his 3-year career at Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, they play this air raid type of style. They like to throw the football a lot. They obviously run the football. Every team has to run the football eventually. But their style is throw the football a lot. So he only gave up 4 sacks out of, like 1,866 snaps, something like that. So it's pretty impressive. But again, me, I'm a DB guy. Joey Porter Jr. would have been my pick because he has the height, he has the length. And he looked like he really wanted to be a Jaguar, and he fell all the way to the 2nd round. So I really feel bad for him. He's probably going to go to one of those teams early in the round where he was super excited to play, to play for the Jags, bro. Him and Brian Branch were like, yeah, I want to play for the Jaguars, dude. And it was just like, damn, I feel bad for these guys, dude. I would have picked Joey Porter. I really would have, but I understand. I really do. I understand why the Jaguars picked him. It's not a wild pick, but it's a pick that your hand was kind of forced. Even though they said they follow the boards and all this stuff, the hand was forced. I like the pick. I'm not super excited about it, but I like it, and I understand it, And then Myles Murphy from Clemson to the Bengals, I like it. I like the pick. Gotta get that pressure on Mahomes. I believe that game, the Chiefs game, was obviously, it was. I don't want to make people mad, but the refs really helped them win. Let's be real. Watch the last play. Yes, there was a flag on the Bengals. Obviously, unnecessary roughness. I agree on that. But if you look at the offensive line, they held 2 people. Those 2 flags should have, what do you call it? Offset. They should have both offset, replay down, and it would have been, fair game. Whatever happens. The Chiefs could still win. The Bengals could stop them and win the game. We just don't know because the refs, that playoff series for the Chiefs were just more biased to the Chiefs. Let's be real. But Brian from Clemson to the Saints, like it. This guy is phenomenal talent. Inside pressure. All the receivers are basically off the board, so never mind. You obviously have Jalen Hyatt left on the board, but Brian get the inside pressure for the Saints because they lost a lot of it. Then Noah Smith from Georgia. The Philadelphia Eagles are legitimately building a Georgia facility right next door to the Eagles facility. Let's be real. Kind of like when Pete Carroll was there. Not Pete Carroll. What's his name? Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly was trying to build his, Oregon team. The Eagles are building that Georgia team. But the Georgia team was actually legitimately good. That's the difference. The Georgia actually won championships. And Noah Smith, man, they had to pick him. Because if they didn't pick him, you know who was going to pick him. The Chiefs were going to pick Noah Smith if the Eagles didn't pick him. This might be a hot take, or it might be, a common take to every fan. But it's going to be a Super Bowl repeat. It's going to be the Eagles versus the Chiefs again in the Super Bowl. Let's be honest, man. The Eagles absolutely running off with the draft. They did their thing in free agent, brought their players back. The Chiefs are looking good. We're getting to the Chiefs right now, but the Chiefs are looking good. And the Chiefs, they picked the edge rusher, Osamu, from Kansas State, so he ain't moving too far. I thought the Chiefs were going to go Jalen Hyatt, man, because I believe if the Chiefs get Jalen Hyatt, man, that their team is going to be unstoppable. That deep threat will be unstoppable, bro. The only way to stop it would you would have to blitz. Not blitz, but get pressure, get legit pressure on Mahomes. Get him off the, make him move his feet, don't get his feet set so he can throw the ball deep. But then that leaves, Kelsey open, the underneath guys. You got Sky Moore still. So that offense would legit be unstoppable if they would have selected Jalen Hyatt. But to go, the hometown boy, Osamu from Kansas State. Not going to say nothing bad. They needed edge. They got him. Obviously would have liked Noah Smith more, but they got the Kansas State guy. So I only had 4 favorites. I think I cut off one. Yeah, so I only had 4 favorites. But, yeah, that first round, a lot of trades, a couple surprise picks. And what else? Oh, Levis is still on the board. Hooker's on the board. So 2 quarterbacks are on the board still. Still a lot of phenomenal talent out there. Joey Porter's on the board. Brian Branch. Those are only a couple of names, but there's still a lot of talent. I was going to make a mock draft about round 2 and round 3. I got halfway through round 2, and then I realized, I was like, you know what, dude? There's going to be excuse my French, but there's going to be a shit ton of trades in the second and third round. There's a lot of trades in the first round in itself. And I think there's going to be a lot of trades in the second and third. And I was like, it's not worth making a mock draft. There's a lot of talent, and I would like to, give you guys my opinions about what teams are going to pick and stuff like that. But there's going to be a lot of trades, dude. There's going to be a lot of trades. And it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be a monstrosity of a mock. Kind of like how mine was right this year. But most of the players that I mocked to teams ended up getting the players that that I mocked for them, just not at the position, So I don't know if that's right or wrong, Last year or any years, it just sucks, when your team doesn't pick the guy you want. You're like, I want this guy, and your team goes a complete opposite way, and as a fan that hurts. But you just gotta trust your team. Those are the professionals. They know what they're doing. Sometimes, in the Titans, GM, you could talk differently because that man's crazy. But yeah, majority of GMs, they know what they're doing. Look at the Niners GM, man. Look at the Texans GM, dude. Look at the Bears. I forgot to tell you guys too. The Bears GM, this guy made the Eagles legitimately trade up. And you're like, how did he do that? It's because he said at the press conference at the combine, we're taking Jalen Carter at number 9 if he falls that far. We're taking him. That forces the Eagles to move up, give, the Bears a pick. It doesn't matter if it's a 7th round or a 1st round next year. It's a pick, And that's a pick for him essentially bluffing because he wasn't going to go with Jalen Carter, but he knew how valuable and how great Jalen Carter could be. So he gave that option. So you got to, round of applause for that Bears GM, man, because that guy bluffed his way into a pick. That's, more of a benefit for the Bears. So shout out to that Bears GM, man. The guy's doing phenomenal. He's also one of the youngest GMs in the game right now. But shout out to him. And yeah, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. We're gonna be going to round 2, round 3. Give my reaction. I'm not gonna give a long reaction like this. I gave my a longer reaction here because it's the first round. Crazy things happen, a lot of trades and stuff like that. But I'm gonna just take out my favorite picks. My love picks that from the second and third round. So it's gonna be a little shorter. Should be 15 minutes instead of 40 minutes like this one is. So I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Let's see yeah. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. See you guys later. Peace.